That channel? Does
Yeah,
everyone see? Is that a new thing on?
yeah, it looks like a new thing.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
What's- wow! As soon as I started the stage, it's announcing that it's. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. And can the members of the audience see it too, or is it just us and on staff?
Probably everybody.
I would think so too. Guild only. Yeah. Okay. So what does guild only mean?
I'll have to ask Astrid. I don't know.
It's under the
Oh,
privacy. I don't know.
Felix sees it, so probably everyone that's in the official Discord can see it. That's probably the guild. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. Wow. Oh my goodness. But then again, hey Hammer, you guys are still early in your event, and Doak is Red Camp, right? From
Well,
from what I saw, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're expected to have way higher buffs at this point in the event. Until you guys get deeper into the event, where you guys wind up having more, but that's that's quite impressive, the kill count difference anyway. Which one is their ally?
The one at the very bottom.
Wow. Oof. Oof. Is that da da da?
yeah. Oh wait, what? Uh,
52 5200
got
attack?
gotta be. Yeah.
Wow.
Those are
And
some crazy stats.
he's running a GSS. That's crazy.
Well, without any further ado, hello and welcome to the stage. We're glad to have everybody here. Thank you for coming. We have a little live ID channel. If you don't mind dropping your aunt's ID, and we will get you a little reward for attending the stage. We have a stage topics channel where you can put in any topics you wish us to cover on future stages, and we'll do our best to cover them as soon as possible. We have a hand up function where you can raise your hand if you'd like to come up and ask a question on the stage. Or we have a live chat where you can ask your questions in there and we'll do our best to cover them. Thanks again for joining, and I'll hand it off to Bug, our host today.
Cool. Thank you so much, Jake. Yeah. First thing I want to talk about is the surprise wheel. Surprise, surprise. We have a new surprise wheel. Not so much of a surprise, but there's new special beans, and you want to keep these beans. Do not spend it on honeydew or whatever at the bottom of the screen. You want to save them. They're gonna stay in your inventory. Okay, so when you get these, pick up the ant, pick up the awakening. I personally think, I'm going for the awakenings first. If I already have the ant, then I'm going for an ant, and then the awakening immediately after that. Reason being is that my awakening gallery is going to give me a huge buff from one of these special ant awakenings. It's going to buff it's going to give me about 20,000 points in my awakening gallery. Now, the average level that a lot of people are at, they're going to be maybe like 30 to 50,000 points to get to the next level. So if you get two of these ants and awakenings, you're jumping up an awakening gallery level. All of your stats for all of your ants are going to go up. So very, very cool event. If you spend a few bucks, you can get some things quicker, but even if you don't, you can still pick up some free ants. Picking up the free ants are also going to help you out in, if you level them up anyways, they're going to help you out in the underground maze and acquiring some more tower snail shells, some more awakening protein, and getting up to a higher level, and and potentially placing higher in the rankings and therefore getting more tower snail shells for more awakenings. So, not only that, some of these particular ants, like I know for a fact that the Crimson Pearl and the Lathy Sniffer are in the Meteorite building. So if you have these particular ants in the Meteorite building, you get an additional buff from those two specifically. The other three, I'm not positive as to whether or not you do, but I know for sure those two will give you an additional buff for those ant types, carrier and shooter, in the Meteorite buildings. So if you're gonna choose any two and you want increased buffs for carrier or shooter, I'd go with those two first. Or if you just want to play around with some new fun ants, pick whatever you want. Um, but remember, don't. I mean, do whatever you want, but I would just suggest you don't spend the beans that you have left over. If you've got like, 10, 15, 20, 50 beans left over, it can't buy you an ant or an awakening. Don't go ahead and buy the, kiwi honeydew at the bottom of the screen to get rid of all your beans. Just save those for the next event. They carry over. This is the only event, and hopefully more events will become like this in the future, but this is the only event where the rewards or the materials carry over to the next event that'll happen in, let's say, a month or so from now. Okay. um Anybody have any comments or questions on that?
Yeah, what's more important, in your opinion, these ants or the awakenings?
For me, the awakenings, because of the awakening gallery, and I'm buffing my entire ant lineups. I'm not using any of these ants in my pro troops, so I'm strictly here for the awakenings. I want that awakening gallery up as high as I can get it. The ants do help with the underground maze, like I said, but I think the awakenings are more important because of the awakening gallery providing a buff to all of your ants. And sometimes it's like, I forget the exact number, I can pull it up, but it's a good buff.
So, I mean, isn't it like 150 of those beans to get a copy of an ant versus
Well,
600 beans on the awakening?
no, so it's 600 for an ant or 600 for an awakening. So when you spend 150 beans, you only get 50 fragments of 200 required fragments. So you have to do
Oh,
that
I got you.
four times. And after you do that four times, it's the same as what you would pay for the awakening. It's no different.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna get the Crimson Pearl first, and then the end goal is to get the Awakening for it too. So I'll have it for the Meteorite and my Awakening Gallery. Hopefully, I'll acquire enough beans to do both eventually.
Let me see if I have a photo here. I have a couple photos I can share just off the cuff. Um, Provided by Burr, very awesome guy, and maybe Sarluna, but Burr put together a lot of this. So there's the Awakening Gallery buffs. So you can see, like, just if you're at level 6, you can jump to level 7 with one of these awakenings. Okay? If you're at level like 5, same thing. One awakening. If you're at level 11, you might need 2 of the awakenings to jump to level 12. But you're jumping up an extra 10% attack, 10% defense, and 4% health in various ant types each time you upgrade your awakening gallery.
Yeah, those are some huge buffs.
Yeah, especially you think about, like, it doesn't matter, like, whatever, but it does, because every little bit adds up. You do Pango, and all your all your stats on all your ants are jumped up every time you do this, especially if you're at the lower, or not lower, but if you're around level 5, 6, where you're at the point where you don't need 2 or 3 of these awakenings to get to the next level. It's a huge advantage for a very, very low cost or no cost. So the next thing, if nobody else says any more questions on that, we did experience some kind of hornet, and I think Jake can speak a little bit more on this. A hornet sort of like glitch where when you hunted the hornet, it didn't give you the subsequent season ants to go along with it, and maybe even did it give you the rewards and not the ants, or any of it
Yeah,
at all?
it gave me the fungi and everything. Just not the extra little event that was going on at the top of the page there, and the benefits thing I believe it's in.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to collect or select the type of ants to collect even while I was hunting 21 hornets, and it only happened for the first 5 because then I realized what was happening and stopped hunting for a few hours, and when I continued a few hours later, it worked fine. But for those first 5 hornets that I hunted without the season ants attached to them, I got a little mail from the fairy, which was very nice.
Yeah, I saw you posted that in
Yeah.
chat. So they hooked you up to compensate so you weren't missing out.
Yep, which was nice. 3,000 ants doesn't seem like a lot, but every ant counts. So I was happy to see those 3,000 ants back.
Heck yeah. Um, so I wonder if anyone in the audience has participated ever in the creator camp. It looks like there's another creator camp going on, and some pretty cool rewards for it. Um, Even just for participating, you get something. And if you get lucky and win, and you can win like $1,000. I mean, $1,000 in ant coin. Like, it's if you get lucky, you could get really lucky in upping your, you know, stats or whatever you want to buy in the game with the free rewards just for, you know, trying it out. I've tried it out in the past myself, and I've enjoyed the event. Um, Sometimes they'll have you submit a picture. Sometimes they'll have you submit a video. Sometimes you can do either or both. So just look into the details for the creator camp this round on Ant's official Discord, and feel free to participate. I think. Oh, you know what? What is today? You might, if you might be, we might be too late on this. If you have, it looks like it's going through 3 days ago. So, in that
Oh
case,
yeah.
good luck to anyone who has participated in the event. But look out for the future events. This is an ongoing thing. They're not going to stop doing, as far as I'm concerned. The next one will happen probably in a month, 30 days or so from now. But you can see the rewards that are possible from this. Some people get really lucky, and it could be you. You never know.
Yeah, these are always filled with great rewards, and I love to see them. I love to see all the content that comes out of them also. So I'm excited to see what comes out of the Phase 6.
Yeah, me too. Um, so then we also have had the Gift Redemption Festival that was this week, and I thought it was pretty interesting that the hot buys provided some pretty cool rewards. I don't recall exactly what the rewards were, but there was exotic shells, ascent shells, insect eggs, mutation flora material. It was like a lot. I was like, whoa, what? I'll spent $15 on buying exotic shells and got this stuff for free. If you're gonna participate in the Gift Redemption Festival and you're a light spender, um, those hot buys are actually really good buys. They don't list a percentage discount on them, but I would imagine the percentage discount to be upwards of 3,000% if they were going to put a percentage on it or something. And anytime you're above, 2,500, 3,000%, it's a value buy. It's not an impatient, level up fast type of buy. So I was pretty pleased with the rewards for those. In addition to that, they had this week the end of the month carnival, where they pretty much just had everything on discount. And again, you can see the discounts are like upwards of 3,500%, maybe even more. Yeah, 4,000, 2,500, 4,000, 3,000. So anytime I see something like that, if I'm gonna decide whether I'm gonna spend, I'm looking at that percentage, going, that's pretty high. I like that. Versus, some other things I bought in the past. It's like, 200%, 400%, whatever. This is like 10 times that discounted. And then not only that, but then that kind of intertwined with the gift redemption festival. So if you bought something from the end of the month carnival, you got something from the gift redemption festival. So it was probably even a bigger discount than just what the face value of it that it said. And another really cool thing, I don't know how everyone's season's going, if they have any questions about, I know there's some controversy about nodes and this and that, but hold on one second.
We have a lot of new things going on this season, which I'm sure you guys are noticing with this
Sorry.
win count coming up.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, you posted. Okay, thanks. I was looking for that. So, when you're fighting towers now, if you win
Hold,
by like 9 or
hold
up
on.
to 9 times, it'll share with everyone in the fight that you won up to 9 times. The second
Hold on,
that
guys. I I'm gonna share my screen right now.
oh, okay.
You guys live.
Oh,
Oh, 8. Win times 8. Nice. 9.
I feel like we're gambling.
What happens after 9? I wonder. Is it something else? Will we see it? Rampage. Oh, he's on a rampage. Mr.
That
Rampage
is
over here.
awesome.
So, new feature in season. You get to see who's doing the heavy lifting.
That is honestly, it is a cool feature, I think.
Yeah, I really like it.
And then it even shows up on the battle reports. So when you look at the battle reports, it
Yeah.
shows like once you hit 5, it starts the win streak, and then uh, after at 10, it starts the rampage streak. I have not seen above a 20 though. I really am kind of curious as to if it changes at 20 again.
Oh, Jake has. He shared with us.
Yeah,
It stays the same.
It
yeah,
stays rampage.
21 still Rampage at least. Maybe there's a higher one somewhere, but oh, Trap said he saw 35.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh. All right, I'm gonna stop the broadcast, but go ahead, guys.
Yeah,
That's
so it will be
insane.
very interesting to see what the highest number of Rampage will be acquired this season.
Yeah. I hope someone shares it. But I mean, even just getting to Rampage is insane. That's really an achievement. Um, 10 people, like you're a strong player if you can hold 10 people or more.
Yep.
Like I remember.
I'm more on the lines of Hammer. My highest was 3. I almost got the thing.
Oreo. Hoping someone voice cast like Rampage. Okay, I hope you like that, Oreo. That was for you.
That would be amazing if I don't know many people that play with the sound on, but that would be really cool if it did say something like that if you had the sound on.
Yeah, that's the best
I
we can
might
do.
actually I might turn on the sound again if they had that.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that and see what happens. Let's see. So yeah, so that's been fun in season. I really like that. Um, let's see. Somebody posted something in like world suggestion or talking uh, things I want to talk about on stage, and one of the things was the rewards for the community chat, or like rewards if you do the guess the word, guess the number, guess the whatever in Ant's official Discord. Uh, so from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, you get a community chest from participating in or winning one of those events. Isn't that right?
I believe so. I haven't done one in a while. I'm not even 100% sure if they're still around, but
On which
yeah,
one?
Like guess
on
the
the guess the
word,
word and guess the
get,
number.
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, actually, you can get. I think it's 5, to be honest with you. The last time I did it, might be 1, but you can do it once a week. Like once you reach a certain amount of points in each of those,
Oh, so maybe you
then
do it a few times a week or once a week or
I think it's once a week.
a few times a
Like
month. Okay.
you can collect once a week, and I'm pretty sure you can collect once a week off of each game. Like once
Okay.
you reach a certain amount of points, they send you a message on Discord with a link, and then you just go to the website and plug it in, and then they send you the community chest reward.
Yeah, that's how I remember it happening. I've done it a couple times. So
Yeah, same.
there was some concern that maybe there weren't any rewards for it. There are rewards. I don't know if that addresses the
I mean, they're
concern.
in-game rewards, so it's not like. I think it's pretty cool, to be honest with you. You go in, play the game a little bit, and then you wind up getting the benefit of.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. I've just been a little busy, so I haven't had time to do the extra things like that. But when I have a little bit more time, I'll definitely continue doing them as much as I can. Any extra rewards are good.
yeah. So there are rewards. If anyone has any more to say on that, repost it again and say something a little bit more specific, like we want more rewards, or oops, I didn't know I got a reward. I don't know. But you do get rewards for participating in those games, fun little side games on Discord. And I'm curious if there's any guard players out there. If anyone wouldn't mind raising their hand. Who's a guard main? And what is your opinion on the level of ease of taking a guardian node this season with the new setup? Anyone brave enough to raise their hand?
Yeah, because a quick look through the world suggestions, and there has been a lot of suggestions, especially from guards, but also from shooter players, kind of saying that their nodes are too tough and carrier nodes are easier. I
Yeah,
don't know how true that may be, but that's what some people are saying they feel like, at least.
Oreo. That's funny. Um, so, I mean, my opinion on that, honestly, is that you're just not strong enough to take a 13 node. I mean, I can take a 12 guard node and I'm a carrier. Um, you know, there, I can take 13 carrier nodes as well, but I mean, I built my count around carriers, so that should be the case.
Oreo is not wrong, dude. Honestly, I'm a shooter main, and I have actually had to put my Guardians in pro and utilize the Guardian March that I have because it's just like, I mean, they're super overpowered right now. With like the problem is if you're a shooter main, you have all these players that are utilizing guards and they're slaughtering them, and then you can't really fight effectively as a shooter against these strong guards. So you're better off either being carrier or guards against these guard players. With the SXIIs, I mean it's crazy, dude. Like I don't know. I think Oreo hit it spot on. If you want my honest opinion,
I didn't see what he said other than if you
he
pick
said like
Guardians,
it
you'll
doesn't
rule them
matter.
all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter free to play or pay to win. Guardians are ruling them all. Like I'm telling you, when it comes to PvP, he's
You mean
he's
PvE?
not lying.
Because the nodes are PvE.
Yeah.
Well, no. Oh, if you're talking about hitting the nodes themselves,
Yeah, hitting the
it's
nodes.
no. The nodes themselves, it doesn't matter what you are. You have to like the higher tier nodes, you have to hit with what they are. So if you're going for a carrier node, you have to put your best carrier lineup in and go for it. If you're hitting a guardian node, your best guardian lineup and hit. You're a shooter node, you go with the best shooter lineup you have.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, that's kind of how it should be. Um, there's just some controversy that specifically the Guardian nodes themselves versus the shooter and carrier nodes, that the Guardian nodes are harder for some reason than anyone else, and I just don't buy it. Um, I think that they might be hard, but they're hard for everyone, whether you're a Guardian, whether you're a shooter, whether you're a carrier, and
Yeah.
you just may not be at the level to be able to take that yet, or maybe you have some soldier reform uh, incorrectly placed, right? So you want to use your attack and health soldier reform against station seasoned soldier troops. You want to have your mutations in the PvE format that's best for PvE and hitting nodes. So there's a lot of variables like your insect level that come into factor when it comes to being able to capture a node.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I also think that the soldier ants that you're using are more geared towards PvP, like guard ants do, like Soul was just saying, and like Oreo posted in the chat. They do really well in towers and fighting. And they don't have quite as high attack on geckos and pangolin. That's just like kind of how their base stats are. And the carriers seem to excel at things like PvE. Like on my old farm account, which had T10 shooters and only T9 carriers, I would out hit it on pangolin carrier day every single week. And I had a whole tier less troops and way less stars on my special ants, but they're just good at hitting PvE, and that's what the nodes are. So I think it makes a little bit of sense that they're excelling at hitting nodes.
Well, I think.
But I'm telling you, those
Trap,
13s and 14s are super hard.
Yeah, I
Trapezoidal
spent
had
400 stamina just to get like 10 13s
you
first time
really
I
have
hit them.
you have to really be up close. And then we discussed it a little bit last stage, where depends on your difficulty level of your event. But if you're and this is a change that was made to the game that I think is actually pretty good because especially on Lost Island has now caught up. Like before, level 9 nodes were the highest available on Lost Island. Now they're in line with the other 3 events, and it's based on the difficulty level. So if you're in difficulty level 3 or lower, the highest node that's going to be available is 13. And then if you're in difficulty level 4 or higher. I mean, I've seen 4 through 6. 14's the highest node. Then potentially, maybe if there's a higher difficulty level than 6, then you will see maybe a 15 node. I don't know. I don't even think there is a higher difficulty level yet than 6. But if they do come out with it, they can throttle up the level of the nodes and go from there. But I'm telling you, 13s and 14s are very difficult to get, regardless. So
Yeah, and I love that. That like on my event right now, we can't get 14s until the milestone's out, I believe, and you guys can get 15s eventually. Or am I wrong about that?
14s,
Yeah.
14s will be able to be upgraded. If you're on a difficulty level 3, you'll be able to upgrade the 13 nodes. If you're difficulty level 4 or more, then you can upgrade the 14s. But like lower than that, then you can only upgrade to, like, if you're on a event that has 14s, the 14s can be upgraded to 15s, but any other node based on the milestone, the max you can upgrade it to is 13. And then same thing if you're on difficulty level 3 or lower, 13s are the highest. Those can be upgraded to 14s, but any other node can only be upgraded to 12.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I will tell you this, one of the very good aspects of this is like I see less complaining about nodes and not having enough nodes, because it allows for you, even if you're getting 9s and 10s, let's say you have a few powerful players in your team that are grabbing up all the 14s or 13s, those 12s, 11s, 10s, they're giving you enough ants to where you can hit the proper thresholds of to get enough ants to get you to that all coveted 40k honor, so that way you can have more healing fungi.
Yeah, and so Trapezoidal, you can accept the invite to jump up on stage. He said that this is a game-changing thing here, if what he's saying is what I'm thinking he's saying. He's saying that the nodes are no longer PvE for shooters and guards. They're only PvE for carriers.
That's interesting.
Trap, you're muted. I don't know if you want to unmute the bottom of your screen.
Maybe that's why I was having such difficulty with the other ones in the beginning.
Yeah, so that could be a game changer if that's the case. I mean, maybe for the guards and the shooters, you've been having a harder time because you've been using PvE, but it's PvP now. I think you're unmuted now, Trap. Can you say anything? Hello? Can't hear you.
Maybe have them come down and bring them back up. Sometimes Discord's a little janky like that.
Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, try coming back up. Maybe your mic will be different. Oh yeah, there you go. Now you're unmuted, looks like, when you came up. You might have to go to the microphone at the bottom of the screen and click on input device. Nevertheless, if that is the case, something to be mindful of for everyone out there. If you're a shooter or a guardian, someone from the lead, as far as I'm concerned, a leader of the tactics team is saying that those nodes are no longer PvE specifically. They have always been in the past. Looks like Snoop and Wolf has his hand up. I'll invite him up to speak as well.
Hey,
Hey, so what
What's
do you
up?
have?
I just really wanted to hear Trapezoid tell me why, they, why the carriers are left as an exception to however they designed it, and yeah, I'm wishing he would unmute and explain it better because that was I raised my hand partly just to go Trapezoid, get up here.
Yeah, it looks like he's having mic difficulties, but if he gets it sorted out,
Yeah,
we'll get to
probably.
that. Um,
Everybody's always said different to me at times, but I've always felt that that as a carrier, the nodes are harder for me because I'm attacking guardians. But I don't know that other than just my experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus is because carriers don't have as high of an attack, it's easier to get the carrier nodes. I don't know that that's the case because of like kind of what you said. You know, we're attacking guard ants in the nodes, and um, I don't know. I do think that we can as carriers hit nodes from further away. I think I've seen that just kind of to be the case.
On the other hand, I have a guardian account, which I don't always count in these things because it's not as powerful, but it definitely always lags behind in trying to get in its power. But I don't try hard enough with it because it's an extra account and I don't want to go around taking higher nodes from people who need them,
Yeah.
because it's
Nice.
it's just an extra account. So I'm not gonna be rude with it.
Can folks hear me this time? Oh, it looks like it.
Yeah, we can. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome.
Okay.
Oh, thank you
Yep.
guys. So I don't know the trick for shooters yet, but actually it seems that for like guard nodes, MB and MC are both working much better than straight PvE. So there's something funny with the nodes this time, where they aren't the pure PvE nodes that they used to be. So for carriers, you can run 3 like high damage, 3 DPS ants, and it still works fine. So CR, GC, Shika will still take the nodes just fine. But guard mains, some are having better luck with like MB, HPWC, or MC, HPWC than running, White Crystal, Harry Panther, Leaf Devourer. So there's something's been tweaked in these things this time where the pure PvE ones aren't working as well like they used to. So
So it
I
sounds
don't
like
have it.
a high healing ability is helpful with guardians then.
Maybe, yeah, it's maybe something like that. I don't know. The stats of these nodes are, I think, different than they used to be. They do have some of the higher ones do have some amp bonus, which shouldn't make that much of a difference. But there's I don't know what they throw in some sort of secret sauce for these things, and I don't know what it is exactly. In my experience, carriers always had the easiest nodes. So we would have, we had a long time ago, we had a difficulty 5 Lost Island before we even had Barons. And as a carrier main, I'm a very light, very low spender. I could take 10s from a distance before a lot of the what I would consider equivalent strength shooters were able to take 9s. And so I think this is just kind of an amplification of that sort of pattern that has already existed. But I think it's unbalanced right now, and they need to change it for the next season.
So they amped it in a whole new way.
Yeah, exactly. And for some reason, the carrier 13s are easier than the 12s, and I think it's probably because the 12 has a Harry Panther, and then the 13 has a Leaf Devourer, and it makes it actually easier. So,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that is something I have noticed, at least on my season. Like I can hit the 12s and 13s pretty much the same, but my lowest score is significantly lower on the 12s than it is on the 13s. Like I'm getting closer every time on the 13s.
yep.
Okay, so there you have it, guard folks. Use
Yeah.
your healing ants, MB, MC, and DPS in the back, and you'll have some better luck.
And what was your
Yeah.
suggestion, carriers? Because I haven't had the problem yet, but if it does get harder, what type of what did you say to change out to?
I've just been having fine. I've been running CR in the front with GC in the middle and Sheikah in the back, and it's been doing fine. So I've been, I couldn't take 11s the first day, but I could take them by the next day. And you know, a little bit stronger carriers than me could take take the 11s the first day that we had the season 12s, and yeah. So that's just been working for me. Nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't had. I've just been using my pro, whatever was in my pro. I haven't had a problem yet, really.
Yeah, that'd probably be fine too. But that's the thing
And
is
I'm
these are a
off.
little. Yeah, they're just behaving a little differently than. Oh, and also I kind of think there's something that they have like maybe some like hidden counter effects like that are amped up really high or something because in previous seasons using like GCS or something like that with the synergy insects or a universal insect, you usually always could take higher level nodes earlier than waiting for all of to get enough soldiers of your main type. But this season is like as soon as you had the the season 12s, just put them in a divided march, 40, 20, 20, 20 or whatever, was doing much better than running guards, shooters, carriers. So that was a little unusual. So there's something they changed something in the code or whatever with these nodes this season. So
Yeah, so just to clarify that, what you're saying is you think that when you're fighting a mixed march initially to get a higher level node, using a mixed march with all season 12 ants is more successful this time around because of the
no less. No, it's
less.
less.
Okay.
There's something in previous seasons you could often take higher level nodes, using guardians in the front, carriers mid, shooters back, or whatever, until you had more of your main type. This season, it seems like it's much, much worse. Like you're like way, way worse than your main type. So I kind of think that there's maybe some counter effects or something weird going on. That the nodes have some sort of additional, because the nodes have always had some sort of crush effect to counter lower tier troops. And so I think they have something else, like some sort of counter effect or something like that now too, because they seem much much harder to take with off types than they used to be.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad I clarified that. All right, good.
And which ones are you saying are the hardest ones to take? What's the order of difficulty? And
For carriers,
what for? I meant across the board. Shooter, guardian, put the order of which one
oh,
are hardest.
I'm not totally sure. It's either guards or carriers or guards or shooters. Sorry, I don't know which is having a harder time. I almost think the shooters are maybe harder because the guards seem to have these like tricks, like you can use MC or MB or something like that instead. The shooters, I'm not totally sure what the trick is, other than just being really, really strong. So I'm not. Maybe someone else has a better idea, but yeah, this is just as far as I've been able to tell so far.
Okay. Very cool. Well, thank you guys for sharing your input on that. I really appreciate both of you guys coming up and speaking. I think you might actually get a little extra hookup from the ferry for doing so.
Yeah, please, everyone, make sure you guys, on that note, put your your in-game ID in the live ID channel that's open, so we can make sure to submit it to the ferries. Get you guys a nice little in-game reward.
Yeah. So there's a node controversy. There you have it. Shooters from tactics. Shooters and guards are probably harder. Maybe shooters have it the hardest. If you've got some healing ants with guards, utilize those. Otherwise, if you're a carrier, your PvE system or setup is good to go. Status quo. There was another suggestion that was put in to world suggestions or stage topics. I'm not sure, but just wanted to bring it up and thank the person who put it there. I'm all for this suggestion in some cases. I mean, the wording of the suggestion was interesting, but nevertheless, the idea or the concept behind it is kind of cool, right? Now, like, imagine if you were going to recruit a player and it said, this player has built this many towers, has watered this many pea trees, has destroyed this many towers, like kind of like an additional stat profile rather than just relying on word of mouth alone. I don't know if anyone wants to come up and share their thoughts. Just raise your hand on that particular topic. I'm kind of all for it. Jake, what do you think?
I mean, I think it was a great suggestion to have something like that implemented into the game. I think a lot of these things are very important to how successful you're going to be on a season. And there's no real indicator on how a player's going to actually perform on the season and contribute to the team. So I think something along these lines would be very helpful for people recruiting, and even when you're trying to join a new alliance, if you had a stat sheet that showed how many towers you've built or hands you've shaken during war or something like that, all of them really count in the end of the day, you know?
You're shaking hands during war? What?
Oh yeah, some people aren't as well prepared as me for season and don't have tens of thousands of healing speed ups, so they heal little by little and ask people to shake their hand, you know?
The
The little
alliance help. Okay. I
Yeah, it's
thought.
just the hand emoji, so we always call it shake hands, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
press
Yes.
help, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because numbers don't lie, right? I mean, you could talk a big game or your reputation could be one thing, but statistics are kind of, or numbers really don't lie. And that would be really helpful in recruiting a player, uh, taking the question out of, is this person going to contribute or not? You know, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So if their past behavior is consistent with what your alliance is looking for, and you can identify that through a new profile system, I think that would be hugely beneficial to the game. And pairing alliance mates with each other, um, because it seems like I have the most fun in this game when I get along, with people who play like me, who, I just enjoy being around. I don't know. They're the fighting style that I am, and that all that kind of thing. Um, so it could be beneficial for alliance organization.
Yeah.
Um, so the other thing I guess I would run into this season is, like we were talking earlier, is about the nodes, and then once you get to level 13, like if you're not a carrier, you're going to have a hard time competing for all those level 13 nodes or level 14 nodes, depending on which level of difficulty your season is in. But I've found that being a carrier, I have no problem at all finding the highest level nodes. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to each ant type, right? So, you're going to have shooters that are going to do great in a lot of things, super high attack, great in PvE, groundhog score is going to be awesome. But hey, you might have to sacrifice, you're not going to do the best at everything in the game. You may have a little bit more difficulty taking nodes. But carriers, on the other hand, oh man, we are wimps almost at groundhog. I mean, we can't get a good groundhog score. I mean, some people can, like Snoop and Wolf. He's got a nice groundhog score, but I mean, our attack is not as nearly as high as shooters. So, there's pros and cons to each ant type. You really have to analyze which one you want, and choose a lane and stick in it, stay in it, or switch lanes. You know, based on these new dynamics that are playing out in the season with capturing nodes. And my season so far has been a little weird. Um, we've just like gone into a clash area, fought two alliances, got smoked, and you know, there's plans in the works, but um, anyways, Jake, what's your season like? Are you in Barons this season?
Yeah, I am in Barons. It's looking pretty close right now. It's tough to say how it's gonna go in the end. Um, I'm excited for the fights to continue.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I mean, Soul was showing us some of the fighting going on earlier from his season. It looks like he's really enjoying that. I could just
Oh,
tell in his voice.
oh yes, it has been very, very fun today. Anyway, we're
Today, yeah,
being
today's the
we're
day.
being 4v1'd right now.
4v1.
Yeah.
Oh, the
So,
joys of Island.
oh yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it is quite challenging. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, I kind of love that. I mean, that's like
Yeah, you like a
it
good
makes it
challenge, right?
it makes it fun and whatever. But
So we've have about
Hammer, I've been against them before, so I kind of I feel your pain.
Yeah, Hammer has a very exciting season as well. He's fighting for all of Group 6 right now, so they better do well.
where's Hammer?
He's in SDG fighting DOK.
Oh, oh boy. Yeah, good thing DOK's alliance mate is kind of sitting on the sidelines. I've fought DOK before, and I gave it all I had, and we still lost. So good luck to you, Hammer. I really hope it goes well for you.
Conic. Well, I guess I can share a little bit here.
Yeah, please do.
Let's see where we're at. Let's.
Yeah, so and just so everyone is aware, Soul is playing in an alliance where every other alliance is ganging up on his alliance, right? He's in a very, very strong alliance. So really, if anyone's going to take the tree, it's going to be a team effort, an island team of like 6 alliances or 5 alliances trying to gang up on Soul's alliance in order for one of the other alliances to take the tree other than TWA.
It's beautiful. I love to see it when there's a strong alliance on an island and they say, they're open for the challenge. It's great.
I got to give these alliances credit, though, man. They're actually coordinating very well together today.
Are they really? That's great. Good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna need to.
It's quite challenging. They're hitting us on different fronts, so it's quite challenging to watch what one team's doing versus another. So
And
it's
talk on
pretty cool.
stage at the same time.
Yeah, wow. No, that's easy.
So were you gonna share your screen? I don't. Or
No,
no.
I posted a couple pictures of like kill counts and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you. So I just want to go circle back since we have a couple more minutes. Unless anyone has anything they'd like to speak on, just raise your hand. We'll hop you up on stage. Anyone is welcome anytime. But I mean, I'm going to go back to focusing on that surprise wheel event. If you didn't take advantage of it this time, think about taking advantage of it next time. Those
Hammer.
awakenings.
It should have happened, just so you know. I'll be honest with you. So our intention was to sign up for Vast Jungle, guys, but there was a little glitch, which wound up kind of creating this weird mashup of Lost Island teams. I don't think it was a glitch per se, but I'll kind of explain what happened. So on some of the bigger teams in the game, there is a definite move by players in other teams to not want to match against some of the bigger players. So this happens with like DOK, it happens with SDG, it happens with us. 12W is another team it happens with, where like people will put sub accounts into the alliance, or people just talk among the community, like they may have a friend in the team. And so there's a lot of chatter amongst players like, oh, I know where this team's going because I see it in their alliance chat and everything like that. So kind of how our alliance operates is it's held very close to the vest, which event we're actually going to go to. So really only the top leadership of the team that has been there a long time know exactly which event we're going to. So the goal this time around was to, we knew because SDG and DOK kind of announced that they were going to go to VJ in the hopes that we were going to also sign up for VJ and go to that event to meet them. Well, 12W, I don't know exactly which event they were going to, but they also were planning on going to another event just like us. Well, in order to prevent teams trying to avoid going to that event, we planned on signing up within the last few minutes before reset to go to an event. And 12W did the same thing, and potentially some of the other teams that are on Lost Island. I think Bar is another one that this happened to, and I think TPX as well this happened to. But they actually cut off the ability to sign up for Wetlands, Vast Jungle, and Barrenland 15 minutes before reset. So when we went to go sign up 5 minutes before reset ended, those three events were already locked, and we couldn't sign up for that event. So we were forced to go to a Lost Island because that one allowed you to sign up until reset, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of what happened. So apologies, Hammer. We probably would have been on that event, and we probably would have been allied with you guys. But yeah, it just, or I mean, it would have happened one way or another. Either SDG would have been allied with DOK, or SDG would have been allied with TAW against DOK. So like either way, I think the event would have been very fun for all three of our teams, because, you know, like we are very heavy fighting intensive teams, very competitive teams. So it would have been a very, very nice event. But yeah, if you want the truth, that's exactly what happened. And so we are kind of forced into this Lost Island event with these other teams. And as a result, we purposely are not making any alliances. We are inviting all 5 teams to fight us because we are an overpowered team compared to the other teams that are here. So whether we win or lose, I don't know. If the 5 teams ganged up on us effectively, they could definitely beat us because just the numbers alone, we're losing fungi and stamina at a much higher rate than these teams that can kind of tag team on us. So that's the truth. If you guys wanted to know, or whatever, that's why it's this kind of played out a little bit weird across matchmaking. I actually feel very bad for the devs because I think it threw a couple wrenches in the mix for how they line up the teams and everything. I know people get very upset about how matchmaking occurs, and like it seems that there's no rhyme or reason to it, that you have these overpowered teams that are matching against like normal teams. So it's just, I mean, that's the one thing that the devs have no control over, is they don't know which event an alliance decides to sign up for. I know with my team, we try to keep it very, very close to the vest. So that way they're like, teams just pick the event based on the event, not necessarily, oh, well, we know DOK, SDG, TAW are going to vast jungle, so we're going to pick wetlands, or we're going to pick something to avoid being on those teams. It's just something that we have always done because, the belief is you should sign up for the event that your team wants to go to, regardless of who the potential opponents were. And if every team actually did that, then the matchmaking might be a little bit more even. But unfortunately, there's just too many people that talk within the community, and they want, if you're like a team that's might not be on the level of like a DOK, but you're right under it, the devs might think that like, oh, well, there's going to be 3 other teams that are going to sign up for that same event, and so we can even it out a little bit. But then those other 3 teams find out that this team's going to an event, so they choose not to go to that event, and now all of a sudden they have to line up other teams that may not equal it out as well. So it gets very complicated, but that's kind of how it. Yeah, TAW, SDG, BFF, BBQ. Very funny for you. I Steppenwolf, you're right. I mean, like, they do pick the top teams. Like, there is no, I don't think there is I don't think it's random. I think when it comes to like the bigger, more active teams, I think there's a little bit more
manual configuration. I because you can see, and I do truly believe that if we had registered for Vast Jungle, we would be on that same event as DOK and SDG. One way or another, like SDG would have been partnered with one of us, and then if and honestly, it would have been quite an epic one, because I think if like enough of the bigger teams were on there, it would have been a lot of big teams against each other. So who knows? But maybe next season.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, let that be a warning for teams out there, if they like to like try to get intel and try to figure out where other teams are going. You have to pick like 15 minutes before reset. It's not even though the timer makes it seem that you have till reset to do it, you literally cannot select from those other 3 events unless they update it, between now and then, because I'm sure some of these teams complained pretty hardcore about how they were forced into going to Lost Island. We didn't, because we whatever happens. It's a game at the end of the day. And, even though we're a competitive team, it's not like it's the end of the world that you go to one season of Lost Island. But I know that there were a lot of teams that were very upset that they were forced into going into Lost Island because they waited till the last minute to select. So, you know, we've seen some of the complaints that have happened on that. So,
Yeah. Speaking of complaints, Wolf, did you still want to come up and complain about the mines? Or give your thoughts on what's going on with the mines? I mean, I've personally seen a huge improvement in the refresh rate not lagging. I mean, it has double refreshed. I've had to double refresh, you know, every day a couple times, but it's nowhere near what I had been doing before, where I was hitting it 20 times, like exiting out of the mine, going back in, hitting it 20 times, exiting out of the mine, going back. It's not like that anymore for me. So, what's your experience?
Well, it's improved some, but it's still hanging up a lot. And then with the whole process of trying to find something good to hit, it just slows it down. And sometimes it seems like I'm at the worst time. I'm having to go do it, and it's making me not want to do it as much. Almost, it's making me not try as hard because I'm like, I'm starting to just go, oh, just never mind almost. But it just depends on the time of day, my mood, what I'm doing. Lately, I haven't felt like spending as much time looking for the higher number while I'm also getting stuck on this empty space that won't let me move.
Okay, okay. So, but it's definitely improved since the last update for you.
Yeah, it has improved, but I just wish they could make it to where it didn't ever get stuck at all.
Yeah. Perfection would be
And
nice.
but I also know that I know that they were purposely trying to minimize people from trying to hunt people.
Okay.
And I don't agree with that. I'm not going to argue the point with them, but I mean,
you can't really hunt people in that.
I know,
Mines.
but that was something they said that why they did the whole change. They you know, I was told that was one of the reasons they made some of the changes in general was they were trying to get rid of the people who were sitting there going level this, the people calling out where players were to hunt them. Before they changed it to the way it is now. I personally want to be able to have it go back to where you can hunt people.
Says the shark. I mean,
well,
the wolf.
I don't mind being hunted. I get hunted. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I like hunting also.
I hear you.
Don't you, Soul? Don't you like to hunt?
I don't really hunt.
You don't hunt? Oh, man. Okay. Well, we all have our different tastes.
I mean, the thing is, I just kind of, I guess my idea of hunting is more who's got higher points.
Yeah, you want the full effect of the points. I get it.
I like to have a nice supply of the mine crystals.
Everybody knows I like chaos. I can't help it. I want madness and chaos, and they want to make the game nicer, but that's me. I'm sorry. My bad.
Hey, to each their own.
I mean,
everyone's got their own playing style.
That's the whole point of the game, man.
Yeah, I've had the conversation with a number of people recently about the old idea of the events and the fact, how it ruined the KE, the SVS KE day. And I really wish it was the way one of my friends who was a developer wanted it to be, where he wanted, and this is early in it, and he wanted them to make it so it was every 2 to 3 months. You know, there would be at least a month or two spread between it. There'd be, you know, some, you know, his was originally like quarterly, you know, to do events. He didn't want to lose that aspect of server versus server KE. And he didn't want to see everybody, you know, just always worn out on the events. But of course, it changed. I mean, the whole game changed. I think people get sick of hearing me talk about how much I miss the way it was, and I am accepting as to how it's changed.
Well, it may go back to the way it was in a little bit, or with some of the things that the developer's doing. Like, Jake, are you still receiving those like extra hook me up, catch me up rewards?
I am for right now. I haven't. I guess we'll see at the end of like today's reset if it will still be next week. But I haven't received any mail saying that it's going to be taken away. So I assume it will be there next week.
Yeah. So the later.
And actually, I'm very happy for that. By the way, I hope you guys do wind up getting a bunch of stuff. But I do hope that in return that they expand the range as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it expanding the range is the biggest thing for me these days. I want to push more for that. I mean, they really need to do this. This is something that I'm getting really sick of not having the ability to travel further. I will say on my desire to have something in the game that's more reminiscent of the past, I did put I talked to one of the devs, and I posed an idea for a variation of the rainforest that would be more hill hitting designed, and they said not now, but maybe. So I didn't get a no. I heard I understand, maybe later, we don't have time now.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
I think if I keep, I want to draw up an idea of what I want to draw up an idea of something that would be easier already on a platform that they already have, so that maybe it would be easier for them to do something. Because I'd be very happy if there was just something, you know, in between the events that was just a 1 hour event that was more old school style.
With the hill hitting and fighting like that.
Yeah, where the game where the rainforest wasn't about gathering, it was about fighting each other, and that would go a long way to satisfying me.
Okay.
Just to have that. And I did get a suggestion in, and I gotta okay, we hear you, and not now, but I'll think about it, maybe, you know. So yeah, so there's possibilities out there.
Very cool.
We can evolve.
Thanks for putting the suggestion in, man. Like, I know a lot of people have ideas but never put them down on the suggestion box, and the squeaky wheel gets the oil, you know? That's kind of the way
Absolutely.
it goes.
Well, I had the chance to actually talk to one of the devs, so that helped.
I'm sure it did.
But I what I want to do now is to get I need to get a good couple of overlays of the design of the rainforest and kind of go market and make my own, you know, draw up my own idea proposal. So, you know, it's like an idea and shoot it over to them. So
Yeah.
do a little bit of their work for, you know, do a little, you know, make an idea and do a little of their work for them, you know.
Right. Just have an idea.
You know, make an idea, yeah, and that might help.
Ideas turn into
I don't know.
things.
Everybody has different ideas of the game, and I know that I often play the game feeling like I've often made my own way in the game and made it my own game. And that's one of the reasons I have fewer kills, is because, as I've told many people, sometimes I've just skipped events and gone, what server? There's not as many chances to do this anymore, but I would say, oh, your server has conflict on it and drama? Oh, okay. You want help? I'm on my way. I'll skip an event.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been like over a year and a half since there's been, that was the last one, and that's that. Yeah, there's no more of that. I could find it maybe up in the higher levels, and I keep thinking about making a brand new game.
Yeah, I've thought about it myself
I'm
too, but I feel like
brand new game.
Yeah, I feel like my current main hill is my baby, though. It's hard to toss my baby aside.
I have the same. That's my problem. Is I'm vexed between how much time I'm willing to spend away from my main, which is my baby, and to go do something new again.
Right.
I think what I really probably need is another game that's fighting that I can jump into quickly and have get a release in.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of those newer servers within a matter of like a month will be into chaos and control of who's going to take the tree, who's the top alliance, who's the big players. I'd give it 30 days before things go sideways.
And my idea kind of was not even to worry about spending money or anything. Just go to new games. My idea was to go to new games, build the hill through the process of the early stage of the game, and just get some fun, fight, be crazy, and then walk away and go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like that. I really like the early part of the game.
Yeah, it is a fun component. You still can do that in season. You just waste some stamina.
I don't want to waste the resources. These events take so much resources.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't do it on this. I've thought about doing it more on my six. I'm on 619, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to disrupt these people's day.
Okay.
They're too settled. It can only be done on the early game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just otherwise I'm just going to be being a jerk.
That's fine.
And I don't want to. I mean, I want to be, but I don't want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to have my fun.
That's what it's all about. It's having fun. So I hope everyone has had fun here today. We're about almost 20 minutes over time. So I think we'll wrap it up. And thanks, Snoopy Wolf, again for coming up twice. Really, really appreciate that. Anyone who comes up.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, man. So,
and also a huge thank you to Trapezoidal for coming up earlier. Both you guys, make sure you get your live ID in the live ID channel, as well as everybody.
Yeah, Trap, I need to have a long talk with you. I got questions.
I got questions. So yeah, shoot your live ID. Be here same time next week. No word on whether we're gonna have a backstage this week yet or not, but if we do, we'll put out an announcement to let you guys know at least a day ahead of time if we can. But other than that, thanks so much for coming. I hope your seasons go well and the fighting is fun. As we said, that's the whole point of all this.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the support. And also remember, we do have the stage rewind So if you missed anything and wanted to take a listen to it, that will be up shortly. But thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and have fun in the rest of your season. I hope everybody wins. But we all can't win.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
We'll see you guys next week.